Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Funky Monk back. Anyways, something has been announced. You would think that this week would only be exciting because of the Shadowlands release date and the fact that they're releasing the raid rather quickly. Personally, I think too quickly. But something else. And I'm not talking about the addition of someone from the Diablo 4 team to the WoW team as like the guru position, which everyone seems to be like, oh, the game's too Diablo right now. Good thing we're getting that Diablo 4 guy. He'll make it less Diablo. Oh, really? Really? But anyways, something came out. I don't really care about it too much, but I know that there are people that do. Testing of the Naxxramas patch is wrapping up over the next few weeks, and WoW Classic version 1.13.6 will go live on December 1st. The Naxxramas raid and Scourge invasion content will unlock at the same time for all realms in the world on December 3rd. We'll let you know the exact time in advance. With the content unlock, players can become attuned to by Naxxramas by fulfilling Archmage Angela DeSanto's requirements in Light's Hope Chapel. So hopefully you have the gold. Keep an eye on the patch notes for version 1.13.6, which includes all the new quest content and bug fixes coming with this patch. We'll see you there. Essentially, it just means they're upgrading the gear, right? Like that's all it is, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. The interesting thing with this is they're choosing to release it really early, and some people are like, oh my god, you're releasing it before the mythic race starts, so the games are going to compete. No, they're not. I don't see why people are like under this illusion that classic and retail are going to be competing in their race for world first, because they're not. Name one classic race, one classic raid that lasted more than 3 hours. More than 2 hours. I'll wait. Yeah, can't do it, can you? That's because none of them have. AQ20, the longest raid, and by longest I mean literally the longest, you can't get to the end boss very fast. It's like a 20 or 30 minute walk with no trasher bosses. You can't do it. You can't get to it. And the reason for that, it's very simple. The content's easy. And now people are going to be like, Naxxramas is the hard race. It's hard. Is it though? I mean, maybe back when it first came out and, people had to deal with a bunch of stuff, like not knowing everything. But now, not so much. Now, Alliance players are going to go in there, fully geared, by the way, and they're going to destroy it. You're going to get to patchwork, and it's going to be like, oh, well, you got to deal with that super duper complicated boss patchwork. Most difficult boss in the instance. I mean, after all, how does Hateful Strike work? Oh, yeah, that's right. It's based on your health pool. So just don't have fortitude up to where your health is higher than the tanks. Congratulations. Ooh, super hard boss, right? Patchwork, super tough. What about the Four Horsemen? The Four Horsemen require so many tanks. Well, would be tough if people didn't already know the kill order. Essentially, I see Naxxramas lasting maybe 3 hours. And that's a big maybe. I highly doubt it will last anywhere beyond that. So all the people that are like, the two games are competing. They're not. They're not. And then the people saying, oh, well, Nathria might last into Christmas. That'll be tough. It won't. It won't, and I'll tell you why. Where's the release date for Mythic? Mythic launches on the 15th. You have 10 days before Christmas. based on how Castle Nathria was the last time that it was tested, there's 2 bosses that could be a bitch. And one of them definitely needs rework. And players were scaled to a specific level. They were not given overpowered trinkets or anything like that. Classes have seen reworks. Classes have seen buffs and nerfs, and they've seen changes to the soulbind trees. Like, this is just something that is going to happen. It is going to maybe last past the reset. That's it. People are like, oh, well, we're going to see how hardcore the hardcore are. All of the world first raiding guilds get paid to do this. Be it through sponsorships, be it through their Twitch partnerships. They make money doing this. And with the fact that the world's in the middle of a pandemic, I don't see many of them worrying too much about getting to their families on Christmas time. It's not that big of a deal, right? World first raiders won't give a shit, really. The only people that are kind of going to care are maybe the rest of the top 100 guilds, top 200 guilds. Like, they're just going to go. I mean, top rating was really, like, concentrated for a while. Like, there were unspoken rules and stuff like that. And then, you know, the Americans broke those rules. So that was the thing. Thanks, guys. Love being the asshole of the world. But that's just how it's going to work. Watcher saying, delaying the raid for a small amount of people would really injure the game's overall health. No, it wouldn't. It would just injure the metrics that you use to measure engagement. People would just, for some reason, stay unsubbed until it came back. Here's why delaying the raid would have been fine. Just delay it until mid-January. You'd have the world first race done before BlizzConline. But I can see where they're coming from. The game would be an unbalanced mess, right? It would be, because Heroic Raid Week is where all the tuning is done, and, you know, holding off on the raid, it lets things like the current scammy Shadow Priest exist. But I'm going to tell you something very important. It does not matter at all in any way, shape, or form. The game gets released on November 23rd. That is approximately 24 days away. I have a lot of prep to do. It's going to be fun time.